All right, ladies and gentlemen, Fab is in the house and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm in the house with the Wii Knife Roxi 3. Here with me for a review, we're gonna analyze the look, the sound, the feel of this little fella here, but also don't forget three things. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this fella right over here. Let's go ahead. Open the pouch, nylon pouch, zippered, and some nicely, what is this? I don't know what material is that, but it's soft for sure. You do get some paper, a sticker, another sticker, a silica gel bag, microfiber cloth, and there you go. You do also get your knife. That is it. This is the Roxi. Look at that. Designed by Seth and Terrell Todd, made by Wii Knife Company in China. This is a very interesting one. This is a titanium frame lock, Wharncliffe blade. You get a lot of things going on for 230 bucks. If you can find one, this is sold out. But still, there are some pretty cool features for this fella. Let's check it out. Overall look is kind of like industrial utility knife kind of thing. It's chunky, it's edgy, it's aggressive, because this guy can pierce, can shred. This is like, yeah, it's me. It shows that he's ready for business, for action. So you do get a titanium frame lock right over here, which has some anodized flaming going on the scales, on the backspacer, and on the pocket clip. I'm not usually a fan of flame ano, but in this case I have to say it looks good. I have to say that. So not too shabby. Also, you do have nice chamfering going on all around the edges. You do have a little bit of chamfering going on the inside, but there's no internal skeletonization, so just keep that in mind. This large finger groove is gonna hold like your fingers like that if you want, or you can do a little bit more advanced grip like so. Also, the backspacer is titanium geared and jimped and nicely sculpted and flamed as well. So very, very interesting. It just reaches up to this point, just to the point to be able to protect the tip of the blade from being snagging like your fingertips. So it's gonna be super safe. When it's closed, I mean, there's something like, I don't know, I would have preferred like this line and this line to be parallel, because I don't know, it's just me, maybe my OCD kind of thing. But yeah, I like this thing that going down, but I would have preferred like this to be a little bit up, like higher, lower, sorry. But as you can see, this line is pretty much lining up with this line over here. I would have preferred this line to be lining up with this line and to have a maybe slimmer profile in the pocket, because it's going to be kind of wide in the pocket, but it's all right. Blade is absolutely centered. Look at that. That's a beauty. And you do have like a flipper tab, I mean front flipper action going on over here. This guy is sticking out like that, and he's gonna just front flip it like that. Pretty simple construction, guy. You can also check out my maintenance video to see how what you have to do to maintain and clean up this fella. Pretty straightforward. T8 for the body screws, for the pivot screw, and then done. You know, it's pretty straightforward. The hardware is protruding a little bit. You do have a pivot collar over here, which is anodized in the same color of this over travel stop lock bar stabilizer, and the screw for the stainless steel lock face insert, and the handle and the pocket clip screws. Captive pivot going on over here is always a nice thing to have. Of course, you do have a stainless steel lock face insert, which is nicely nested over here. You don't see that, and screwed in from the outside. Very, very cool. So that's going to eliminate any lock stick from the titanium and the steel. That's very good. You also do have an integrated in the frame over travel lock bar stabilizer, and that is fantastic. I believe that's a Hinder patent. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, you do have a ceramic detent ball. That is always a gorgeous thing to have, but there's no detent ball ramp, so you're gonna get this kind of affair going on. A little bit of a hard step, but nothing too crazy. Tip-up carry only pocket clip, which is not reversible, and it's not ambidextrous, so it's just gonna be staying here, nicely sculpted. It's probably, I mean, it's nice because it reminds me like a sword. You see, like just that's the handle and just the long. It's kind of like reminiscent of a sword, but yeah, not my thing. It's the tension is good, but in and out of the pocket is a little bit too steep, as you can see from this perspective. I mean, it's working, but to me, it's not the best designed. I mean, best looking clip. Then you have this Wharncliffe blade, which is chunky, S35 VN steel, stone washed, very aggressive jimping. And it's interesting to notice that you have two distances. Like the jimping here is narrower and just gets wider over here, and then just stops. And then you have a little bit of a swedge, nice fuller, which intersects the thumb hole, which has not really much chamfer going on, so it's going to be grippy for the thumb deployment or the like maybe that reverse flick deployment right over here. So that's pretty good to go. And then Wharncliffe, just look at that, drops down like that, straight edge up to the sharpening choil. At the beginning, this thing, it's not like really straight. There's a little bit of angle, and then it's straight up to the, let's say, finger choil. But look at this. This is my nitpick, because you're gonna have to be really careful, sorry, like that, when you sharpen this thing, because as you can see, there's not really a sharpening choil. So there's a finger choil, but the sharpening has the hand kind of like over here, so you have to be careful with that. So just keep that in mind. Finger choil is actually working very, very well, and that's a bonus. So you have like a pro and cons for this affair over here, because it's nicely chamfered, it's safe to use like that, to shred and everything. You will never get cut because this area is not sharp, but still you will have to be paying attention when you sharpen this knife, not to just get like over the sharpened area and ruin this this area over here. So keep that in mind. Also, billboarding is kept at the minimum with this logo right over here for the designers, and that is about it. Pretty clean looking blade. I like the fuller actually. Also, the sound is very nice. Like you do a thumb flick like that, very nicely subdued opening sound, but the closing sound is what gets me. That's alright when you open, but when you close it, whoo, kind of like Sebenza reminiscence. I love it. It's such a pleasant sound to hear. This, I mean, the opening sound, not so much, but this, whoo, all day long. That's very cool, without even banging on the table. Also, I forgot to mention my buddy Brendan. He's a fantastic guy. He just sent this guy along for me to be able to review it. So thank you, buddy, for lending me this fella right over here, so I'm able to share my thoughts with the knife community. That's fantastic. Also, like, what is very good, I would say, is the grip. Like I like the finger choil, I like the jimping right over here. This is ready for some box cardboard shredding action, I am telling you. Let's quickly check the weight on the scale, because this fella, I mean, not too shabby. No internal skeletonization going on. Let's see, this guy's gonna be 4.23 ounces, which, I mean, for a sub 3-inch knife, it's not that good, but still, it's nice to have a little bit of heft in the hand. It feels robust and sturdy. I do feel a tiny bit of a hot spot right over here, and yeah, this is probably the only not rounded off edge that I see in this fella right there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the jimping is feeling very good, I have to say. Choke up like that is nice. I wouldn't find myself to use it like this, but probably it's gonna be only like advanced grip. I wouldn't do it like reverse grip like that at all. So all these lines and this jimping are contributing to a very good grip, even if it's not perfect. The ergos are not perfect, at least for my hand in this case, but it's not slippery, it's not going anywhere, even if the surface is smooth. There's no blade play, no lock rock, no finger sore and soreness. Like if you keep doing your deployment like that, maybe Yeah, you can even pull it off with the index. Of course, you're going to be able to thumb, front flip it, or you can do index reverse flick, or you can do like a maybe middle finger reverse flick. I mean, there's many ways to deploy this fella. So you're going to have some nice fun time fidgeting with this fella. Also, yeah, as I said, there's no detent ball ramp, but this guy running on bearings has a nice fun opening action, the free falling effect. You hold it in the vertical position, nothing is gonna happen because you have to give it a little wiggle to get this guy closed. Not a big deal, actually, it's all right because yeah, you don't have to shake it like a Sabenza. Just a little nudge and this guy's gonna be closing. So that's pretty cool. So nice fidgeting action, you see, it's very cool to deploy it like that. Nice detent as well, and a little bit of a magnetic effect right at the end, sucking the blade in when you want to close this knife and tuck it away. So overall, guys, the look is pretty unique. Of course, nice design. There's some ergonomic issues, at least for my hand. The action is pretty good. The closing sound is just fantastic. I love the jimping right over here and that finger choil right there. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.